and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. Now, since the last episode, we have played our final two league games and fortunately, we managed to win both of those. So we beat Longford Town by 2-0. Graham Biley getting on the score sheet and Aaron Rowe getting the other goal, and then beat Dundalk, our title rivals this season, by 2-1 thanks to a brace from Stephen Carson. So that left the league table looking like this at the end of the season. So we, of course, crowned as champions. Dundalk and St Pat's have qualified for the Europa Conference League. Waterford may qualify for the Europa Conference League if we beat Shelbourne in the Irish Cup final. Longford Town relegated, and then Galway United to play the relegation play-out. So in today's episode, as promised, it will be the Irish Cup final against Shelbourne. One thing that I have noticed whilst playing games off camera is that there is actually another competition that we could win, the Irish Champions Cup. So this is apparently, it seems, to be the winner of the Northern Irish League against the winner of the Irish League. So we will be playing probably Linfield, it seems, based off previous finals. So we will do that game in this episode, but it won't be as in-depth as the matches usually are. I'll just sort of like bring you the goals, that sort of thing. After that, we will be looking for a new job. We'll be resigning from Shamrock Rovers. In the meantime, between the Irish Cup final and the All-Ireland Champions Cup, I might apply for a few jobs. So we might not even get to the All-Ireland Champions Cup, but I will keep you updated. But of course, first off, we have to play the Irish Cup final. Let's see if we can get yet another trophy for Shamrock Rovers. So unfortunately, we have a couple of injuries to deal with for this cup final. Liam Scales, one of our first choice centre-backs, is out with a hip injury, which is going to keep him out for 3 to 4 months. So of course, he's not going to have any further part with Shamrock Rovers with us as the manager, which is a bit disappointing. And then Jerry Davis, our starting defensive midfielder, is also out injured. He's out injured with not as worse an injury, a hernia. He's out for 3 weeks. So again, he won't be playing for us as manager again. But enough about the players who won't be playing today. This is the team that are going to play today. So we have O'Shane Williams in goal as usual. Zach Swanson is at right back. Baba Fernandez partners Eddie Donnelly in the centre of defence with Ben Cartman at left back. Dean O'Connor is in a defensive midfield in place of our injured player Jerry Davis. Alex Hunt and Philip Clark are in the centre of midfield. Aaron Rowe at right wing, Neil Ferrugia at left wing, and then Graham Biley up front. Now, Graham Biley has not yet reached 50 goals for the season. He's on 47, so we need a hat-trick from him in this game against Shelbourne to get to 50 goals for the season. But of course, he does have the All-Ireland Cup to get a few goals in as well, if need be. Now, Dean O'Connor looking a bit lacking in sharpness, or lacking in condition, for this game. On the bench, we don't really have anyone that can directly replace him in defensive midfield, but we'll come to that issue when we get there. We do have a few players lacking in condition on the bench as well. David Ferguson, Damon O'Reilly, Roy Behan, but it's the last competitive game of the season, really, so I'm just gonna leave them there. So team talk time, and we are gonna pump fists and say, win this trophy for yourselves, but also for the fans. They've been magnificent and deserve success. So here we are at a huge stadium. I believe it's the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. A lot of empty seats here today. Not gonna lie, it looks like it's our supporters who have failed to fill the seats. Lots of Shelbourne supporters in the stands. Now you will notice, I'm wearing my suit, my cup final suit, of course. No green tie. Now that's simply because it would clash with the green screen and it would look a bit weird. So it's a blue tie today, but just pretend it's green. As Ferrugia has the ball, can we get an early goal in the opening 10 minutes here? Donnelly gets the ball from Cartman and gives that back to the left back. It's raining quite heavily here. Hopefully that doesn't damage our style of play, as Clark plays a lovely long ball to Rowe on the right-hand side. Nice switch of play. Rowe into the box. Ferrugia's there with a header, and it's just off the bar. And Ferrugia again, and it's saved by Gleeson. Nice early opportunities for us. Shelbourne don't really seem to have that much of an allocation for today's game. They seem to just be in that corner of the stadium, which isn't really fair. And you would think that, given the lack of capacity, they would just bring all the fans that are scattered around into where the cameras are. But I guess that's not what they want to do. As Clark has the ball in the centre of the field, plays it out wide left to Cartman. Can Cartman get another assist for the season? He's got plenty this season. Pulls it back to Clark instead, but gets it back. Now it's the defensive midfielder for the day, Dean O'Connor. finds Clark again. Nice passing play from us, very patient. Shelbourne quite organised at the back, just looking for that pass to break through their defensive wall. And Dean O'Connor playing it back to Donnelly. Very short passes again. Cartman skips round, finds a gap to Ferrugia. Ferrugia with a chance to get a ball in, plays it back to Cartman instead and gets it back from him. Now Ferrugia pulls it back to Clark again. No one wants to get a ball into the box. Clark does get a ball in. That's almost gone in. It's off the bar from Clark. I don't think he meant that. It looked like it was a cross, but a very good opportunity once again for Shamrock. So we reach half-time and it is goalless at the break, but we are the team in charge of this game, both on possession stats and on the number of shots. So I'm going to pump fists. I'm going to say, get back out there and grab that one goal to win this for us. Let's take a look at how everyone is doing. Alex Hunt is on a yellow card. In terms of ratings, Graham Bailey's having a stinker yet again. Zach Swanson not doing too great at right back either. Dean O'Connor, of course, lacking in conditioning. Going to have to look at who we could possibly bring on the field for him. Now, I'm going to keep Bailey out there simply because I want him to get 50 goals for the season. And I feel like he should, if he gets a chance, he should be able to put it away. Dean O'Connor, he's going to have to come off. Not sure who to bring on. We'll bring on David Ferguson simply because my assistant's telling me to. I guess, can David Ferguson play competently? He can't play defensive midfield. Have we got anyone that can play defensive midfield? Eddie Donnelly's unconvincing. That's the best I've seen so far. He's the only one that's been able to play defensive midfield. I think it's going to have to be Eddie Donnelly moving into defensive midfield, and then David Ferguson can come in at centre-back. Not a change that I really wanted to make, but it's sort of been forced upon me. So we'll just make that one change. We'll keep an eye on Bailey and Swanson in the early stages of the second half. Hopefully they can improve their performances and, in terms of Bailey, at least get us a goal. So, throw in on the right-hand side. Swanson takes it. He's improved his performance a bit. He's on a 6.6 rating now, but that's not going to help us as the ball has been given away to Shelbourne, but Fuller just flicks it on. And no one but Ferguson is going to make a terrible error, and Fuller is through on goal. He chips the goalkeeper, and it's off the bar, and Fernandez clears. What a goal that would have been for a cup final. Doyle running forward with it. Blocked off by our midfielder, but they still have the ball. It's O'Neill with the ball. Finds O'Connell in quite a lot of space in the centre of the field now. Now it's JJ Lunny, who's proven that he can do things against us in the past. He finds Doyle on the left-hand side. Pulls it back to Lunny again. Lunny plays it all the way back to O'Neill. I thought he was going to get a ball in the box there, but it wasn't to be. O'Connell with the ball now finds Higginbotham. Very patient build-up play from Shelbourne, not rushing it at all as O'Neill has the ball once again in the centre of the field. And now Samir, the centre-back, long ball forward to Kelly. Pulls it back to Phillips. Phillips skips past our defender. Phillips is in the box. Phillips shoots and it's off the post. I think it might have hit the side netting as well. And there's another chance on the left-hand side for Shelbourne. O'Neill finds Lunny. We really need to win the ball back and counter-attack. But that ball is heading towards Doyle, but it's a good interception from Baba Fernandez, who plays it out to the centre midfielder, Clark. Now Swanson. Long ball from him. Bailey, could this be the chance? It's Bailey. He chips the keeper and Graham Bailey gets his apparently 49th goal of the season. I'm not going to question it. I thought it was on 47. But Bailey, that is exactly why we decided to keep him on the pitch at half-time. It's a beautiful long ball from Swanson. Just splits the defence in half. And Bailey with a glorious finish that would deserve to win any cup final. A chip over the keeper, and Bailey is now one goal away from 50 goals for the season. But more importantly, we are a couple of minutes away from lifting another trophy, and there it is. We are stepping up to lift our second FAI Cup as a manager, our first in charge of Shamrock Rovers. It's a great occasion, and I still don't know who our captain is. There we go. You love to see it, the confetti falling from the sky again. And fireworks going off as the players parade the trophy round the stadium to the smatterings of Shamrock fans. And there's the cartwheel that we love to see from O'Shane Williams. What a performance. Another cup in the bag. And it's a great way to end the season. So I'm going to go with outstretched arms and say congratulations. That was a good performance out there. And there we go. Shamrock Rovers do the double. What a performance. £143,000 into the club's bank account, and the board are pleased that we won the FAI Cup despite it not being one of their priorities. So with that final out of the way, it is officially time to start looking for a new job. Let's see what's out there. We can see a few jobs out here in Iceland and Indonesia, Not many. It is just October, so teams that we do take over in, like, for example, Italy, are probably going to be in bad positions in the league. But we'll see how Selilamongan are getting on in the Liga Super Indonesia. They are currently 15th in the league, quite recently promoted. They're not really that great. They've finished 10th as the highest position that they finished. I don't think I want that job. Now, Throttafelligith Filkir, I'm probably just killing that name. They are a team that sort of interests me. They've finished in the top 5 for the past 6 seasons actually, in Iceland. They're currently 7th, but is their league still ongoing or is it finished? I think their league's finished. So they finished 7th in the league last season. This could be an interesting prospect. Valur Reykjavik, less so. They finished 10th last season. They've been a bit up and down, although they have been in the Premier League consistently for a very long time. They did actually win it in 2020 and 2022, but since then they've sort of dropped off a bit. So if I was to choose any of the Icelandic teams, it would probably be Fylkir. That's what we're going to call them from now on, so I don't murder their first name. So we'll apply for the job at Fylkir, see how we get on. Of course, we might end up getting sacked by Shamrock Rovers for applying for these jobs, but you never know, as the job application's already been unsuccessful, so that didn't go to plan. Well, hello. A very interesting job has just become available, and one that I don't think I'm qualified to get, but Parma, they have sacked the manager, apparently. I'm assuming Cesare Bova was their caretaker manager, as they're 19th in Serie A. There's only 10 games gone though, so there's plenty of time to turn that around. Do I do it? Do I want another relegation battle on my hands? I'm not qualified for this at all. My profile, if we go there, 2.5-star reputation, Parma 3.5-star, I think it was. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to apply for the job. We're applying for the Parma job. Job application received. So we've not been immediately rejected like we were for the Fylkir job. Let's see what happens with it. So a few records broken. As I mentioned in the last episode, we were on course for breaking quite a few records. We've broken the record attendance by a little bit. 16,983 was the attendance in the FAI Cup final that we've just played. A new average attendance record for Shamrock Rovers of 5,611 for the FAI Cup this season. Graham Biley's 10 goals in the Irish Cup has been, it's a new record. And then he's also set the record for the most player of the match awards in the competition in one season. Well, we've reached the stage of the season where it's the end of season review, so let's go through that quickly. We haven't heard anything from Parma just yet. So the new arrivals, the best of the new arrivals in: Ben Cartman, who we didn't bring in, brought in on loan by the previous manager from Leeds. David Ferguson was one of our signings, a 7.11 rating. Gianfranco Portillo, of course, 7.07 rating, and then Ronan Byrne, a 7 rating as well. A few others that we brought in, Boubacar Silla and Gaetan Camus, were just for the youth team to sort of build that out a little bit. And then Zito, of course, brought in by the previous management too. So it says here, it was a superb season for Shamrock Rovers as they claimed the title to back up their pre-season credentials. Of course, we did win the league, as you know. Bailey, top scorer with 30 goals. Europa Conference League, we didn't really play that, did we? Oh, we did. That's a lie. Yes, we did play that. We got knocked out by Djurgårdens. Completely blanked that from my memory. Bored and disappointed that we only reached the third qualifying round, but they can understand that we had a difficult draw. Now, the All-Ireland Champions Cup, that hasn't changed. That's a bit weird. We don't enter that yet. I think that's today, the 3rd of November, so that's still to come. Obviously, we won the FAI Cup. We were knocked out in the quarterfinal of the EA Sports Cup, and we are entering at the 4th round of the Leinster Senior Cup, although I think we were knocked out at some stage. I can't remember what stage. It might be the quarterfinal last year of the Leinster Senior Cup. Moments to remember now. Biggest win, a 6-0 away victory in the Europa Conference League against Skopje. And then match to remember was a 5-0 victory over our former club, Sligo Rovers, in the league. And goal of the season goes to Hunt for his goal against Galway United. I'm not going to stick for too long on the finances page, but the top shirt sales were Byerly, of course, Farrugia, Hunt, Clark, and Carson. Now, this one's normally wrong, how we lined up. So it's wrong with having Sean Kavanagh at left back, because I don't think I played him. In fact, I think he was sold before I even arrived. But the rest of it seems pretty okay. We didn't really play this formation. Kilkenny played some games, but not that many. and Bailey's not even in the squad, so that's just completely incorrect. Now for the accolades, so Bailey has won the Fans Player of the Season, the Young Player of the Season, top goal scorer with 49 goals, most Player of the Match awards with 11, highest average rating with 7.5. He has just swept up those awards. Signing of the Season award goes to Gianfranco Pontillo. Goal of the Season was Alex Hunt, as we mentioned previously. He also got the most assists with 17 from the centre of midfield. And Philip Clark had the most passes completed per 90 minutes with 66 from centre midfield. Competition awards, Irish Premier Division Player of the Year, Baba Fernandez. Good on you, Baba. And then record breakers, we've probably gone through a few of these. Most overall goals by a player in a season, Bailey with 49. Most league goals by a player in a season, Bailey with 30. Most goals by a player in a league match, Bailey with a hat-trick. Most assists by a player in a season, Hunt with his 17. Most clean sheets, O'Shane Williams with 28. And Graham Bailey picking up most player of the match awards in a season, as we already mentioned, with 11. No personal accolades for me as of yet. I could possibly win the Irish Premier Division Manager of the Year if that's an award, but we'll have to wait and see, as we have history in the making. Connor Caffrey from the Irish Football Chronicle saying, Shamrock Rovers flew out of the traps and set themselves up for the title. Many fancied them to win. And of course, we did that. Stephen Carroll from 442 saying, Shamrock Rovers started better than anyone else and ran with that all the way to the title. A lovely double winning season for us. The domestic double has come to Shamrock Rovers. And a few players have been inducted into the overall best 11. Philip Clark is one of them. He's been inducted into the bench alongside Stephen Carson. So no space for Bailey. That is very, very odd. So since we're not going to be here, I'll just accept the current vision. And then time for the end of season team meeting. Doesn't really matter. Congratulations on winning the title. Exactly the sort of reaction I was after that. We'll be expecting to give a good account of ourselves in the Champions League next season. Again, great reaction, lads. Discuss some promises. I'm just going to lie because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to make improvements to the strike force. They're not bothered. I'm going to improve the goalkeeping situation. They're not bothered. I'm going to improve the defensive situation. They're not bothered. Okay, I think that's enough promises for now, guys. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you never. Apart from maybe a couple of you if you are any good for the team that I moved to. So apparently the All-Ireland Champions Cup was meant to start on the 3rd of November, but we've not heard anything about it yet. I'll play it if it comes. I'll give it till the 3rd of December, I guess, since that's when it was played last year. And then if we haven't played it by then, I'll resign my position as Shamrock manager. Unfortunately, my application with Parma has been unsuccessful, and it says it's because I've got a reluctance of making set pieces an important part of my approach, which I don't think is fair, but can't really do anything about that. Finally, here we go. Shamrock Rovers to play Linfield in the final of the All-Ireland Champions Cup in 3 days' time. So, as I said, I'll bring you the goals from that game. So, as the league season has now officially completed, with Galway United confirming their place in next season's league by beating the playoff place winner from the First Division, Finn Harps, we have a few more records. So average attendance is a new record high, 5,225. Williams has picked up a new clean sheet record of 20, beating the previous one by 3. As we already said, Fernandez has been named the Premier Division Player of the Year. All 3 of the players in the top 3 of that award are from Shamrock Rovers. So that just shows how much of a dominant force we were this season. Bailey's won the top goal scorer award. Just quickly congratulating all these players on winning the awards. It's not a Shamrock player that wins the Young Player of the Year award. That's Patrick Judge from Dundalk, but O'Shane Williams and Ben Cartman both in the top 3 for Shamrock. Goal of the season, again, not a Shamrock player, but Hunt and O'Reilly are in the top 3 for that one. O'Shane Williams is goalkeeper of the year. Well done, O'Shane. And then 9 of our players were selected in the team of the year. So we've got O'Shane Williams, Cartman, Fernandez, Scales, Swanson, Rowe, Clark, Ferrugia, and of course, Bailey. We've done it. Well, Bailey's done it. His 50th goal of the season. Bailey has put us 1-0 up in this first leg of the cup final against Linfield. It was a throw-in from Cartman from the left-hand side to Clark, back to Cartman, who plays it to Ferrugia, and he plays it to Clark. Nice through ball to Bailey, rounds the keeper, and places it into the back of the net. So we've been awarded a penalty, a chance to make it 2-0 in this first leg of the final. Is it going to be Bailey to step up? It's not, it's Alex Hunt to make it 2-0. Alex Hunt with a beautiful penalty, and we are coasting in this one. And Bailey has scored a second in this game. A nice little cartwheel celebration from him, his 51st goal of the season. We'll take a look at it now. It was Baba Fernandez who headed the ball away to Rowe with a beautiful through ball through the defence, and Bailey with an excellent finish, as you would expect. So we get to full time in this first leg, and we are well on top, 3-0 up. I don't see how we can lose from this position in the second leg. And Bailey has done it again. We've got a goal down in this second leg to Linfield, but Graham Bailey has just equalised with a great header from a Farouja corner. Farouja whipping the ball in, and Bailey is there to head home. 1-1, 4-1 on aggregate. And Bailey does it again. His 53rd goal of the season, his second of the game. It's 2-1. We've completely turned this around. An excellent finish from a free kick that Bailey won. Rowe with the ball in, and Bailey with the one-touch finish to smash that into the back of the net. So there's the full-time whistle. It's a 2-2 draw on the night. 5-2 victory for us on aggregate. And you'd think we might be getting sick of seeing this animation of us lifting trophies, but I'm certainly not, as we lift yet another one to cap this now treble winning season in charge of Shamrock Rovers. And I think this will be the first time that we see O'Shane Williams do his cartwheel in an orange kit. So prepare yourselves for a momentous moment. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's there. And with that victory in the All-Ireland Champions Cup, the time has now come to resign as manager of Shamrock Rovers. So now we need to find another job. And there's not many available in the top tier of the leagues that I'm looking at. There's a job available in Serie B, but Lecce are second bottom. I don't want to even contemplate a relegation battle in the second tier of Italy. Now I'm getting a job update here. There's jobs available, but none of them are in countries that begin with the letter I, so I can't apply for them. I'm just looking at jobs that are currently where the managers are currently in an insecure position, and one has caught my eye. Persebaya Surabaya, they're currently 5th in the Liga Super Indonesia. They actually won the league last season, so I'm gonna declare my interest in that job. So it's been taking so long to find a new job that I've actually had to go to work and come back. So I'm back from work now, hence the change of outfit, no longer in my suit. But we have had some interesting developments. We've been offered a job interview at West Bromwich Albion. Obviously, we can't take it because they're in England and that country doesn't begin with an I. But very strange because they are a 3.5-star rated team in the Premier League and they were interested in us. However, we applied for the jobs at Genoa and Sampdoria, who are of a similar level in Serie A, but they weren't interested in us. So a bit strange. But a team that we have applied for the job of, amongst many, so of these here, we've applied for the Maccabi Petah Tikva job. I'm not sure if I think we've applied for the Bnei Sakhnin job in Israel, both of those, the Biancara job in Indonesia, and the Persebaya Surabaya job also in Indonesia. And we have a job interview with Maccabi Avshalom Irony Petah Tikva. That's going to be a mouthful for me to say. So they are obviously an Israeli top tier side. They've been in the Israeli top division for quite a few seasons now, finishing 7th last season, but they have finished 2nd the season before that, and they seem to be okay. They've got a media prediction of 5th in the Israeli league. Now 5th is just outside of the European qualification places. At the moment, the season is ongoing. They are currently 10th and only 10 points off the relegation places, but they're only 8 points off the 4th place. So I feel like this is a decent enough team to take control of. So we'll just have to, we've got the interview now, so we'll do the interview and fingers crossed. So they're going through the long-term vision with us now. So they want to develop players using the club's youth system, which is fair enough, make the most of set pieces, something that I've apparently struggled with, according to, I can't remember which team it was. I think it was it Genoa. It was one of the teams that I declared interest in. They said that my lack of using set pieces was a downside for them. Do not sign players over the age of 30. I don't generally do that anyway, so I can live with that one. They want to sign players to sell for a profit, work within the wage budget, which is always a given, and minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. At the end of my first season, if I was to get the job, they want us to finish in the top half of the table, and then onwards we want to maintain a top half finish, which is something I think is more than achievable with this side. There's a healthy transfer budget on offer as well, £587,000, which is pretty decent. Of course, if we get into, if we even get the job, I'm starting to dream about getting into European places. If we do get into a European place, where if we get the job, then that transfer budget will, of course, help us with bulking out our side a bit. And then the wage budget is £54,000 per week, which again is pretty healthy. So that's the interview over. We'll have to see how things go. It's been leaked in the media that I've been speaking to them, and we have a question from the press. So no other jobs have appeared whilst I've been doing that interview, so we'll just advance forward, see what happens. There's some bad news coming through from Avi Luzon, the chairman of Maccabi Petah Tikva. Our interview was apparently unsuccessful. They decided that I wasn't the right person to take the club forward. That's disappointing. You can see, though, I'm favourite for this job. They just haven't invited me for an interview yet. It's the Persebaya Surabaya job that I mentioned earlier in the video. Where is my job interview? Where is it? Well, it now looks like that Persebaya, whatever it was called, job is not going to be mine, despite the fact that I was the leading candidate for that. But another job has popped up, and it's intrigued me. It's Monza in Serie B. They are currently top of Serie B. They are 7 points clear of second place. Do we go for this? This is a bit of a risk if we turn up and we somehow turn them into a terrible side. They're predicted to finish first. Where have they been? They're recently relegated from Serie A. I'm going to apply for this one in the hopes that I obviously get promoted, have a decent enough season in Serie A my first season to get a better job. But of course, they might not even interview me, because it seems like even though I look suitable for any job, they don't always interview. We've not got the Monza job either. I think I'm going to stop telling you which clubs I'm applying for, and then if we get an interview, I'll just tell you then. That's probably easiest. Well, we've got another interview. Beitar Jerusalem have invited us to interview, so we will attend that now, and hopefully this goes a bit better than the last one. So Beitar Jerusalem's long-term vision is as follows. They want to play attacking football, entertaining football, and develop players using the club's youth system. They want to sign young players to develop for profit, work within the wage budget, and offer minimum 2-year contracts for first-team players. They are not judging, well, they will not be judging my performance in the league this season. They want to reach the quarterfinal of the Israeli Cup competition and then maintain a top-half finish in the league in the next 4-5 seasons, which all sounds good to me. Now, one thing that didn't go through was a transfer budget or the wage budget, but their finances are okay, so it should be a decent amount. So Beitar Jerusalem are currently sitting in 11th in the league table, and one of the reasons why I was intrigued by them is the fact that their media prediction is to finish 4th in the league. You can see they've been underperforming the past few seasons as well, so I feel like it's a club that I could quite quickly get up to the upper reaches of the Israeli league. So we'll just have to see if they do indeed offer me the job. And that's another unsuccessful interview. They were satisfied with the plans that I put forward, but they decided that I wasn't the right person to take the club forward again. Elran Attar is the manager they've chosen to take the club forward, a man who's got plenty of experience in the Israeli league. So we have yet another interview. This time it's with an Italian side, Spezia. They are in the Serie B at the moment, but could possibly get up to Serie A as their season is ongoing. They've got 5 games left. They're currently 4th in a playoff place. So that's why they were an intriguing prospect to me. So we'll go through this this interview. So this is Spezia's club vision. So they want to sign players from the lower levels of the domestic game, play defensively solid football is probably something that I'm going to struggle with, as we do like to concede quite a lot of goals generally. Work within the wage budget, obviously. Not judging my performance in Serie B for this season. If we're still in Serie B next season, they'd be expecting to gain automatic promotion to Serie A, and then in the further seasons to build on that promotion. So I would be happy to work with those proposals. So let's just see if they do indeed offer us the job after that interview. It's finally happened. We've been offered a job. It is the Spezia job in Serie B. We are obviously going to take it. They've got a £5 million transfer budget and a £500,000 wage budget. Obviously, that will probably go up if we manage to get up to Serie A this season, which is what I'm really hoping we can do, because I don't want to have to do another job with a club like I had to do with Sligo, where we had to get up. Well, we got relegated, didn't we? And then we had to get back up to the top tier of the country. So I'm going to start negotiations, and I'm happy to sign that contract. A 1-year deal with Spezia. I'll press the space bar, and then there is the notification. Spezia Calcio hire me as manager. Eyebrows have apparently been raised in the world of football at the appointment of myself as the manager. So let's learn a bit about Spezia together, shall we? So they are a 3-star reputation side. They were expected to finish second in Serie B this season. I already know from looking that they were relegated from Serie A last season, which is why they're one of the favourites to jump straight back up. They've been a bit of a yo-yo club in the past few seasons, just jumping between Serie A and Serie B very regularly, but deeper into their past. So they were founded in 1906, suffered, as I said, suffered relegation from Serie A last season. They play their home games at Alberto Pico, which is a 10,336 capacity stadium built in 1919, so quite an old stadium. And we've got a rivalry with Carrarese Calcio, who I've not heard of, Pisa Calcio, who I have heard of, and obviously Genoa, who are in the top tier in Italy. We're currently enjoying our best ever spell of success. We last won a competition in 2027. We've won the Italian Serie B once, which was in 2027. Won the 3rd tier of Italian football 3 times, and 4th tier once in 2000 as well. And we've not really won anything else. We've won the Coppa Italia Liga Pro in 2005 and 2012, which I think is the 3rd tier of Italy's cup competition. I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it is. So let's have a look at our best 11 then. So we'll go through them individually, I guess. So Vladimiro Falcone is our goalkeeper. He's quite old, 34 years old, but I guess goalkeepers can last a bit longer than outfield players. He looks pretty decent. 3-star rated. We're probably going to be looking to get a replacement in for him sooner rather than later, but he's okay for the time being. Right back, our best right back is Omar Merlo, a 20-year-old on loan from Milan. 3.5-star rated, plenty of potential, but of course he's only on loan, so unless we can make that permanent, then that's not really going to help us. But the fact that he's a good already is very helpful. Filippo Lanzaro is one of our best centre-backs. He is our player, valued at 3.3 million, which is a nice amount of money if we need to sell anyone. 3.5-star rated and good potential as well. A very nice looking centre-back there. Di Fiore, how is he doing at centre-back? Again, another good player. 3.5 stars on loan from Milan once more. I'm starting to think we might have some sort of arrangement with AC Milan. At left back, Alessandro Tripodelia, 30-year-old Italian, and he's good as well. 3.5 stars. He's going to probably start dropping off very soon though, because he is 30 years old and he's sort of reached his potential. In defensive midfield, we've got David Coccoluto. He can also play in a centre midfield. Quite young still, 21 years old. 3-star current ability, but he's got potential to get up to 4 stars. So pretty decent player there. First of all, best centre midfielders is Michael Kingsley, a Nigerian national centre midfielder, and he's 3 stars. He's sort of reached his peak. Could possibly be looking at replacing him, I would imagine, since he's starting to get on a bit. Well, at least in terms of his ability. Alessandro Malamo partners him, another 30-year-old, again reached his peak, but a decent enough player for the time being. At right wing, there's that's not what it says there. Pedro Delgado, but his name is Di Eradiado Duo. Okay, Pedro Delgado, that must be his nickname, the other thing. I'll have to work out what that means at some point. He's a Chinese national and 32 years old. Current ability of 3.5 stars. Very nice, but his age is something, again, that I'm concerned about. That seems to be a bit of a theme with this side. They're quite aging. Alessio Landi, as I said, quite aging. He's only 20 years old. 3.5 star rated. He's on loan from Cagliari, though. Lots of loanees in this side, which I'm not really going to complain about if it manages to get us up into Serie A, but of course we will have to try and replace them for next season. And then our best striker is Emanuele Pecorino, he's one of our players. 3.5 star rated, 27 years old, so he should have a few more years of playing at his current level. And then we've got this guy coming in from Parma in the summer, I think it is, on the 1st of July 2029. Carlo Paletti, a right back. Haven't got a scout report or anything from him yet, so we can just look at his attributes that are visible. He looks okay. He's only 19 years old, so hopefully plenty of room for growth. And then, of course, we've got lots of loanees, both in and out. So we might look at some of these loanees that we've got out at the moment. Gianluigi Desaro, how are you? 2.5 star. Not great at the moment, but someone for the future. Manuel Azzori, a right winger. Again, same as Desaro. Federico Tarantino. Yeah, these are all going to be the same, aren't they? Trapelli, Pietro Paolo Di Carlo, Leonardo Di Marco. mean, some great names here. I've got a bit lost there. Alessio Pecoretta? No, he's not really first team level. Neither is Prato or Kalachi, Karali or Pegararo. Okay, well, the first team squad looks decent, gotta say. Looks pretty good. And of course, we already know what the club vision is. Gonna have to try and play defensively solid football. Probably not going to be able to play my normal formation. Actually, will I be able to play? My normal formations can be quite defensive, I guess. So I'm going to call it there on this episode. Next episode, we will play our first games in Serie B. I think we're obviously going to play the next game, I guess. So we'll do Virtus Entella and Pescara matches in the next episode. Our first foray into Italian football in the second tier. We are currently 4th in the table. There's 4 games left in the league season. We have 64 points. 64 minus 12 is 52. So I think we're pretty safe in a playoff place. I don't think we can make it up to second place. We can, just about 76 points we can get up to. So we need Vincenza to lose the rest of their games, which not sure how likely that is. But a playoff place looks pretty likely for us, so we just have to make sure that we win the playoffs when we get there. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.